every time the Oilers are on defense, it looks like that scene out of the Mighty Ducks, the flying V coming down towards them. You just know it's going to be a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the Oilers would give up less goals if they didn't even have a goalie there, I feel like.
I was just thinking about that.
Just
like, would it be better if they just
less.
went empty net? I mean, you got to get a couple that clang around on the crossbar, right?
I mean,
Maybe.
David's got to just be like, dear God, how many goals do I got to score in a game? I mean, seriously.
Maybe he needs to learn to play goalie.
I see the Oilers 4, 5, 6 goals and lose all the time. I'm like, dear God, pull somebody out of the stands and put that goalie outfit on them. What are you doing?
I'm gambling again.
On this episode of Bustin' Chops and Calling Shots, we talk a little MLB news. Are the new rules killing the game? Derek Jeter is going to join Fox Sports baseball broadcast with A-Rod this year. Yu Darvish gets an extension, $108 million. And Judge is taking reps at first base. Are they going to move Aaron Judge after he signs this big contract? We talk a little NHL news, give you some standings breakdowns. We go over a little NFL news. Eric Bieniemy is going to interview with the Washington Commanders for their offensive coordinator job. The Cardinals and Colts both hire new head coaches. And the Ravens hire a new offensive coordinator. John gives you some tips in his betting corner and some golf plays. All right, welcome to the show, everybody. John, back for another one. How's your week going? Kansas City had a nice parade today, so it's going good so far.
And all of our winners are waiting for the video from you. So if you would like to go ahead and share it, now would be that time. We're all waiting.
Yeah. Do you realize that people were lined up at Union Station at 8 o'clock last night? You think I'm going to hang out overnight? That's not happening.
So,
also,
folks,
I had to work today, so I couldn't get out of it.
Folks, here's what we learned. Chop is an actual diehard Denver Broncos fan.
No, definitely not.
He's a bandwagon rider.
Oh my God.
He's not a true Chief fan, because if he was a true Chief fan, he'd have been out there chasing Mahomes. He's a bandwagon rider that is an imposteur.
Yeah.
A liar. Imposteur. Because he was at home in his cush office. He said I had to work. He works from home, just so y'all know.
Yeah, still had to work, though.
He's an undercover Denver Broncos fan. Definitely. The jury rests, Your Honor.
Definitely not.
Or defense, or whatever I am.
The crowd was huge, though. They had really good.
How would you know? You weren't there.
I watched some of it on TV.
Well, a real fan would have been there. Nick Wright was there. At least he's a real fan.
Oh God, don't get me started. Don't get me started on Nick Wright. Ugh. So, yeah, we don't have enough time for this episode.
My winners, I'm sorry. Y'all know that if it was Washington in there, I'd have given y'all live videos. I'd have been in there with my shirt off, bunch of hot blondes with bubblies jugging all around. But
nobody would have wanted to see that. You. Hey, look, season ticket holder. I'm at every home game. I was at the playoffs. Come on.
No, you're not at every home game.
Oh, well, unless I'm traveling. And then.
Oh, well, see, that's not.
I got places to go, man. Things to see. There's a whole world to see out there. Sometimes I got to get out and explore.
What are you, Princess Jasmine? A whole new world there, Aladdin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Oh, so much stuff to see, man. Places to go, food to try, beer to drink.
Oh my God.
Got shit to do.
Gag me.
Oh,
so 2-0 Monday. Texas Tech plus 4.5. Outright winner.
Nice job.
The NBA Knicks money line winner.
I texted you on Monday, said awesome job.
NBA, I'm red hot, man. Red hot. And then last night we were 3-2, should have been 4-1, but those pesky Avalanche. Look, they got all their guys back, but I'm telling you right now, they're in a world of trouble. Like, they got to we took them again tonight against the Wild. And I know a lot of people were like, man, that's wild. How can you take them? Get it? See what I just did there?
Jesus.
But
such a dork.
But look, they got to win. They're in a horrible situation. Because they're outside the playoffs, right? So, I mean, they need to win. And then I had a bunch of people text me, how in the world could you take Tennessee money line?
I want winners.
And how can they even be favored over the #1 team in the country, Alabama, that hadn't lost a conference game? Well, Johnny, let's tell them what's behind door number 1. a Tennessee butt kicking at Alabama. Need I say more?
Yeah.
So that's why y'all pay me.
Yep. Absolutely.
Don't try to outthink me. You'll hurt yourself.
Yeah. It's not for your looks or sense of humor.
No.
It's really just because you pick winners. So, but we appreciate it.
But I love you guys. That's right. East Carolina +10 tonight. Outright win of Cincinnati.
Yeah, I did see that.
Did see that. Very good. Very good. And I'd tell you what, man. I should have gave out South Carolina Upstate. I liked them and didn't give it out. But instead, I gave out freaking UNC Greensboro. And I just cannot understand this team. They're a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
They actually are. All right. And we had them against Woolford. And they were up 1, remember? In the last 6 minutes, first half. They ended up losing by 30 somehow.
Yeah.
Tonight, they're up at half again on Samford. Now, Samford beat UNC Greensboro by 1 at Greensboro a month ago. So I said, hey, I don't like road teams. You know me, but this is a perfect revenge spot. And I actually closed Greensboro +1.5. I said, take them on the money line. Right? So halfway through the second half, we got the lead. And somehow these jabronis find a way to lose by 12.
Yeah, we should just start betting on them in the first half. Whatever the first half is. Let's take them first half and then ride off.
Yeah, I just don't get it. So 2-1 right now. We got a couple things out there. You know, I didn't give it out, but I like UC Santa Barbara on the money line. The Gachos are tough, man. AJ, you know about the Gachos.
The Gachos?
Yeah, isn't that it?
I think
Cal Santa Barbara Gachos?
The Gauchos. Yeah.
Gaucho,
yeah, I know about those guys.
Gitchy.
We talked about this last episode. English, any language.
Not
really.
as strong.
John's strong suit. No.
Yeah, not a strong suit. But they're playing UC Irvine, who's also a very good squad. You know, I almost
went there.
The WAC?
Yeah, I almost went to
Irvine?
UC Irvine. Yeah. I ended up.
Why'd you not go? Too many fat women?
In Irvine?
For fuck's
Have
sake.
you been?
Like, why?
Have you? Well, Chop. In his defense, I was.
You
gonna
say why? Get a lap dance from an elephant one time. You'll understand.
Oh, there's HR on my ass this week.
In his defense, I was going to say
Had
something a
couple
lot
weeks where
worse.
It wasn't as bad.
I was going to say
let's
something
not
a
do
lot
that.
worse. And for anyone that
sorry, I cut you off then.
for anyone that lives in Irvine or knows who goes to UC Irvine, I'm not racist, but look, yeah, so I almost went there.
What the hell is going on here? Like, what are we doing?
I just said, look, yeah, so we,
I don't get paid enough for this job. I just don't.
We, played those guys a couple times, the Gauchos, that is, and yeah, they're a good team. Better at volleyball though, really. Girls volleyball too, really good team, and the men's volleyball team. Yeah, of course, right? You would expect, but yeah. UC Santa Barbara.
Do you like them on the money line or what?
I like to get yous on the money line. And I didn't give it out because we had and this is what pisses me off about the NBA, right? So the line dropped way down the 76er game, went from 2.5 to -0.5, right? And so, but they had, ESPN everywhere that I could find had Embiid as questionable. But I'm like, if the line dropped like that, he's got to be out. Because I love the 76ers on the money line tonight to stop the Cavaliers' win streak, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, you can't get a word on Embiid. Once I find out he's playing, it's 6 minutes before tip-off. There's no way I got time to get a hold of all of our guys. And as fate would have it, 76ers are going to end up getting the dub. So, what am I going to do?
Hey, sometimes it just rolls that way, man.
Like tonight, Lakers are laying, it went from 4 to 5. Now it's back to 4, but you can't get an honest answer if LeBron's playing or not. That just goes to show our record in the NBA is that much more impressive, because what I got to go through to see if somebody's going to show up to work in that place is like trying to figure out if you're going to show up for a podcast.
Hey,
it's unreal.
I show up as long as I'm here. Sometimes I'm out exploring.
Shots
the world.
Fired.
I know. God.
Look,
you find anybody else that wants to put up with your ass twice a week. Good luck. See, crickets. You know I'm right.
I just let him talk.
Carissa Thompson won't put up with you for 5 minutes, much less twice a week for 2 hours.
Oh, she puts up with
Nothing. Got
Hey,
nothing.
this
Ryan
zero
Fitzpatrick.
sugar Sprite stuff's pretty good.
See, this is just falls
Huh?
apart. What'd you say, AJ?
Did you guys see the Super Bowl ad with Ben Stiller where he was doing all of his previous roles, some of his previous roles, and he was talking about Coke Zero?
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
He
There
said,
were some good commercials, I thought.
It's actually really, really, really good. Or am I just acting? See, now we don't know.
Yep. We don't.
Yeah, some great Super Bowl commercials, by the way. I don't know. We covered a couple of them
Yeah,
on the
I
last
thought-
episode, but
The last couple years they've been awful, but I feel like this year there were some actually funny ones.
yeah. I think there.
I missed it. I missed it because I got uninterested real quick. But Rihanna lip sang the whole time.
I think Howard Stern said she.
You're asking the wrong person.
Maybe it was Howard Stern. I can't remember who said it, but she was lip syncing for 90% of it. There was some live audio in there. I didn't watch it. I was driving from Jake's Super Bowl party to home at that point, and I was very strategic in doing that. So I didn't watch the Super Bowl halftime.
So I like Rihanna, but I do have a question. If she lip sang, how can people be on there posting she was better than Beyonce and better than J-Lo and Shakira? Because I know she went
They
better
probably
than
lip
Shakira
sync,
because
too.
them hips didn't lie at all during that halftime show. You know what I'm saying, boys?
It's never ending.
There was no hips in that.
I'm sure,
performance.
honestly, probably most of those people lip sync during that thing. I doubt
Chris
anybody
Stapleton definitely didn't lip sync.
Well, no,
Beyonce,
he's never
Beyonce
gonna
didn't
do
lip
that.
sync. Beyonce crushed.
I'm sure she
Mm.
lip synced some of it.
So, little background here.
it. Nah.
Even in real live shows, like if you guys go to a concert, sometimes, and it depends on the artist, of course, but there are times where there are vocal tracks to supplement the live singing that they're doing. So sometimes there's very strategic ways where like the wet audio, as we call it, like the actual, like our audio coming through the microphone is supplemented with tracked audio. Sometimes it's full lip syncing, sometimes it's not, and so there's a lot of parlor tricks that can be played when it comes to that. But it's pretty easy to spot if you've ever done any sound, audio, stage production, or anything like that.
Well,
But I
don't
can't
meet your
speak to
heroes.
I didn't watch it, so
Watched a little bit of it, but my wife was super excited for it. I like Rihanna.
No, I
Yeah.
like Rihanna.
I thought it was good. It's
I like
better
all
than
her-
some of the previous ones I've seen. Like
No,
some have
I
been
like-
awful.
I like all of her music. I'm just saying, like, I just think saying she's better than Beyonce is a little bit of a stretch. Not taking anything away
Yeah.
from her. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got.
It's not really
like,
my genre of music, so I'm just not.
well, I mean, look, after last year's, that's hard to top. You got Snoop, Dre in the gang. I mean,
That was
it's hard
good.
to touch. It's
That
hard
was
to
really
touch
good.
that.
yeah.
That was
But I
actually one of
grew
the
up.
better ones.
But I grew up on that. So,
That was one of the best ones I've seen in a long
oh
time.
yeah, the one in L.A. was. I mean, you got Snoop and Dre. I mean,
Yep.
and 50, and yeah, I mean, come on, now.
Eminem was there. Yeah, that was
Chicka
good.
chicka chicka.
All right, want to talk some sports?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, might as well. All right, let's kick it off with a little MLB news. Obviously, baseball is upon us, right? Pitchers and catchers are reporting for some teams. Getting ready to
I'll
kick
be
this.
a pitcher, but I ain't catching it.
Yeah, getting ready to kick this bad boy off. Talking obviously some new rules, and I swear,
Yeah,
you make my job so difficult.
Just saying.
Yeah, thanks for that, AJ. New rules, obviously, the pitch clock. Talk a little bit about the position players pitching and when they can and when they can't. And then how Major League Baseball is implementing bigger bases. What the hell is going on with baseball? Like,
Well, this is what's wrong with it. A, the pencil pouchers run baseball,
sadly,
and B, you have
Probably better when the mob did.
unqualified. You really have unqualified business-minded people.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's this struggle between America's pastime and keeping the game pure, but yet everything that they're doing is trying to eliminate umpires and coaches.
Yep.
I mean,
they're doing in what AAA this year there will be an umpire behind the plate, but he literally has an earpiece where the computer is going to tell him whether it's a ball or a strike.
Yeah.
What's
Stupid.
the point?
Yeah. So you might as well get rid, and then doing away with the shift, right?
Yep. That was
I'm not
another
a
one we
big
talked about.
fan of the shift, okay, per se.
Hit it the other way.
However, yes, learn how to hit the daggone ball the other way. You're getting paid millions. And B, it's a strategy. It's a coaching. It's just like I had a big problem when they went to, well, you got to pitch to 3 batters or something like that out of the bullpen. Like that was the whole strategy of this guy's pitching to this one. This guy, like you're trying so desperately to get more runs scored that, look, they're so hypocritical. They want more runs, but they want the game shorter. But well, don't you understand if there's more runs, the game's going to last longer?
Yeah. But
I mean, am I the only one that picked up on that?
But the rules, like you're killing the game. And we've seen this with, look, NASCAR is a great example of this. You implement rule after rule after rule, and you just kill the sport. It's dead. Some people, like, we used to go to races twice a year. I used to watch every Sunday. You did too. Now I catch the Daytona 500, probably catch the Daytona July race in Talladega, might catch a Bristol or a Martinsville because that's fun. But the rules have killed it. And now you're trying to do the same thing with baseball. I feel like in the NBA, you can't even play defense anymore. Yeah, it runs up the score, but it's not as fun to watch. I don't enjoy watching the NBA as much as I did when I was younger. I'd rather watch college basketball. I feel like it's a better representation of basketball than the NBA is. And then the NBA just have a bunch of crybabies anyway, which takes a lot of the fun out of it. I just feel like Major League Baseball is trying to implement all these rules and all these changes to grow the sport, and it's going to have the opposite effect. They're going to kill it. I mean, it's dying now. It's who watches? Like the ratings suck. So this isn't going to help, in my opinion, make the sport more watchable. I don't understand what the end game. If they want the sport to grow, I don't feel like this is the direction you go in.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Again, you have a bunch of non-baseball people trying to run baseball.
Yep.
And it just doesn't work. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but it just doesn't work that way.
Yep.
So, I don't understand what bigger bases is for.
I don't get that one either. I just saw that this week, really. I hadn't heard anything about it, and then all of a sudden it's popped up. I've seen it a few times. I don't understand I don't get it.
And then the thing with the umpires makes no sense, right?
No.
Like, again, just they're not making any moves that make it better. It's going to make it worse, and they can't see that.
Yep.
But again, they want loads of runs, but yet they want the game shorter. Well, you can't have both. That's not how this thing works.
Yeah, and I don't know. From my perspective, I think it's just as exciting to watch a game that 2 pitchers are just dueling it. Nobody can hit. They're throwing filthy stuff. Like, for me, it's just as much fun to watch a game like that as to watch a game where it's a 10-12 offensive explosion. Like, I like watching good pitching. It's just, I mean, for me, it's just as good.
You don't want to hear this, and I don't either. It wasn't fun for me, but when you look at what Madison Bumgarner did in that World Series.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to him.
He pitched 5 of the 7 games in some way, shape, or form, either started or relieved. To see what Steven Strasburg did for my Nats against the Astros, where he did almost 6. Like, there's something to be said for that. But I get it. Chicks dig the long ball. They think runs will help the game. But again, I don't see how scoring more runs helps your overall thing that you're trying to fix, which is make the game shorter. Like, you can't
feel like
have
the game
one,
needs to be shorter.
I think 2.5 to 3. I mean, 3 hours is fine.
I mean, what's an NFL game? 3 to 4 hours every Sunday? I mean,
3 hours.
Not very good, but there were some worse than us. I guess that's one positive way to look at it.
I think they're going after the wrong things, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, we'll jump to the next one. Derek Jeter is going to join the Fox Sports baseball broadcast with A-Rod this year. How do you feel about this?
Well, does that mean he's selling the Marlins? Because, I mean, he sucks at doing that.
Yeah, not very good.
I mean, Jesus, that guy. Well, look, I'll tell you, ball coach, there ain't many people worse than him at owning a baseball team. I mean, he's blew that thing up, and it's just not a good deal. Yeah. But, hey, hats off to him. I wish him nothing but the best.
Hey, Yu Darvish signs an extension, $108 million, and Michael Wacha also to the Padres.
Is Darvish back with? Man, the Padres are stacked. Dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Padres are stacked.
And I will say, I've said it a couple times on here, man, their playoff, I didn't think they would play as well in the playoffs as they did. Like, they really impressed me. They stepped it up. So they're kind of retooling there. Looking good.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers are still the class there, but the Dodgers not signing Trey Turner back made no sense, but whatevs.
Yeah. Aaron Judge taking reps at first base in spring training practice here. Maybe a move in store for him. Signs that big contract, get him out of the outfield, put him at first. What are you thinking about this?
Well, I think it shows that the Yankees are thinking about moving off Giancarlo Stanton, which they should, because he hasn't played a half season since they signed him to that big deal.
Yep.
And to me, if you offload Stanton, you could get two great players for a over the hill, not very much of a producer Stanton now. I mean,
so
what's
eloquently put.
I mean, what's he did?
I'm not arguing with you.
I feel like the last time he had a big hit, Reagan was in office.
I don't think it's been quite that long, but I get what you're saying.
God, feels like it.
Isn't that the case with like when the Yankees bring in somebody who's had success at another organization? You know, Giancarlo Stanton, even A-Rod. I mean, there's so many others that they brought in kind of mid to late in their career, thinking that it's going to bolster their offense, and they've just really, it's the younger players that really end up, the Mookie Betts and the Aaron Judges and the guys like that have always been the ones that have shined a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the Yankees, their mindset has always been, we'll just throw money at whatever problem. Like, they're not really into developing players from a farm system. That's not. And I guess for them, we have so much money that we don't have to develop players. We can just go buy players. We'll pay the luxury tax. We don't care. We'll just go spend because they have endless money. And I think obviously it's nice to have all that money, but I think there's something said about building through a farm system, bringing those players up and having that talent. You've seen teams be far more successful that way than the Yankees have been as of late. Like, the Yankees aren't lighting the world on fire, even though they them and the Dodgers probably spend the most of any other team in baseball. But that's always been that Yankee mindset, right? We'll just throw money at it. We'll throw money at it. It'll make it all better. So that's kind of how they've always been. I think it's a lazy way, right? You have that money to fall back on all the time. I think they would be better suited to actually try to develop talent, but that's just not their MO.
Yeah. I mean, not only money, but who wouldn't want to play in pinstripes, right? Like, that's if you're a player that has done well with another organization and you have the chance to play with the Yankees, obviously the money is an attractive thing, but you get to say that you were a Yankee. Mm-hmm. That's a big part of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge part of it. I think the Yankees still have that, like, prestige. We talk about in the NFL, like, do the Broncos still have that prestige of being the Denver Broncos? I think so. The Yankees, obviously, in baseball, you got the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers. I mean, these teams are going to have that mystique around playing for those organizations. That's just historically, those are it. So I think the Yankees definitely have that. But yeah, with your point, John, with Giancarlo, I mean, it can't stay healthy, right? I mean, when he does play, it's pretty good. But if you only get him for less than half of the season, then it kind of puts you in a pinch.
Yeah, I just think that I mean, look, he was on the verge of a phenomenal career, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as time goes on, he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. I mean, he just hasn't.
And you see that with a lot of athletes, right? They have great starts to their career, and as age starts to stack, they just can't keep the body healthy, and it hampers the longevity of their career, what they can accomplish. You know, you start out strong, but it's really about that staying power, right? How long you can keep the body together to really put year after year and stack those stats and have season after season of high production. But yeah, injuries cut a lot of players short in what they can achieve. He's one of those for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, you're super talkative tonight. I tell you what, I'm just getting loads from you.
I was focused on something
Oh God! Well, don't overheat the hamster. Let's calm it down.
No. I'm good.
All right, we're gonna run through a little MLB spring power rankings. We're just gonna run through these real quick, kind of where teams are ranked as we're kicking off the start of baseball season. So, Houston Astros at 1, Atlanta Braves 2, the New York Mets at 3, Yankees at 4, the Padres rounding out the top 5. How we feel about those top 5? You good with those?
Who was 3 and 4?
The Mets and the Yankees. Mets
the
3,
Mets and the who?
Yankees.
Well, Nestor Cortez, he's like hurt with an elbow. Yankees, I got to see the pitching. Astros, you got to put them up there. I mean, at some point in time, you got to think Verlander falls off the cliff, but
maybe.
I mean, he's the beast, dude. You know, I like the Braves. The Mets, man, I just can't get behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, every year they're supposed to be good, and every year, I mean, I got to put the Phillies ahead of them. I mean, look, the Phillies have that whole team back, and they add Trey Turner, and their rotation's not bad. I mean, I think Philadelphia is extremely dangerous.
Well, so we had the Padres at 5, which I think's good, especially, I mean, Padres ended their season. They've added some pieces. Phillies are sitting in 6th, Dodgers 7th, the Toronto Blue Jays 8th, Cleveland Indians 9th, and Mariners
I don't
10th.
get on the Indians. Why are they up there?
Yeah.
Did 9th. Kenny Lofton and Manny Ramirez come back or something, and I missed it? Was I eating a hot dog and missed that part of it?
No, I got you. St. Louis, the Cardinals are in 11th, Tampa Bay in 12th, the Angels 13th, Twins 14th, and the Brewers 15th.
Whoa. Why in God's name are the Angels up there?
Again,
Mike Trout hasn't played a full season since his rookie year.
Hey, he's going to play in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, my God. Hey, World Baseball Classic, Japan. That's my play. Japan to win it all.
All right, perfect. White Sox 16th.
Not like a play, but because a couple of people have asked me about that. I think Japan has the best. Look, that team has been playing together the longest. Everybody's going to bet the Dominican Republic or the U.S., and I just like Japan.
No, I mean, I'm not.
And if nothing else, get you some Japanese food, some good shrimp steak chopped up, and you can eat some good food while you watch. And look, if they lose, you paid for good Japanese food. Bada bing, bada boom.
Japanese food is really, really good. I'm on a Thai food kick lately too, man. I love Thai.
Never had Thai.
God, it's so good.
Is Ichiro gonna play for Japan in the World Classic? He probably will.
Now leading off at age 81, Ichiro Suzuki.
Yeah.
I bet he could.
All right, White. Yeah, probably. He probably still could. Absolutely.
The most underrated hitter in history.
Didn't he only retire like 2 years ago? It hasn't been that long.
I don't think he's underrated.
I don't know. He's been playing forever.
I don't think he's underrated.
A lot of people
why is he
underrate
underrated?
him.
No.
I just don't. I don't think people give him enough credit. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would agree.
Well, I don't think you're giving Ohtani enough credit, so there you go.
But he's
yeah. I mean, Ohtani's the best player in the game. I mean, what do you say?
So why are you giving 100%. Shit to the Angels?
Because every time, and it's not the Angels' fault. They go out and get Rendon. He's broken. Mike Trout, he's broken. They go get other than Ohtani, that's it. Like the Angels can't put a full roster out there.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohtani's going to look real good in a Las Vegas A's uniform next year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe. All right, White Sox 16th, the Texas Rangers 17th, Baltimore.
Screw the White Sox. Maybe we'll win a game now. Tony La Russa's out of there. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, that's like a bad Vietnam
I told you to stop picking them, and you wouldn't.
Look, UNC Greensboro, the Chicago White Sox,
and New Jersey Devils.
And the New Jersey Devils in 2022 blow.
Yeah, they are on our no pick list. Where was I at? God. Orioles 18th, Cubs 19th, Boston Red Sox 20th.
Boy, Red Sox.
How the mighty have fallen. Arizona 21st, the Giants 22nd, Marlins 23rd.
How is Arizona ahead of the Giants? The Giants should be way higher. The Giants are better than Arizona. They're better than Boston.
Don't kill the messenger. I'm just reading the list.
I'm going to have to write my own thing because all these other idiots get it wrong.
Yep. Miami Marlins 23rd, the Kansas City Royals 24th. Yeah, that's probably where they're going to be. Oof, not good. Pittsburgh Pirates 25th, Rockies 26th, Reds 27th, Tigers 28th, your Washington Nationals 29th, and the Oakland, most likely soon to be Las Vegas Athletics round out the top 30.
There you go.
Well,
that's what I like to see.
All right, perfect. You got anything else with baseball?
I mean,
are you even paying attention anymore? I feel like I'm doing the show by myself.
No, I am. I was looking for, because you said rankings, right? And it just dawned on me that I got just as mad.
Feed the horse, baby.
With these idiots that do these stupid posts about rankings. So I want to go through my NFL rankings.
Well, we can do that when we get to the NFL.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Put the cart in front of the horse there, Bubba. Jeez.
Hey, you like my shirt?
I do. I'd love to have one.
Under Armour, bust chops, calling shots. You should see the matching thong I got for this thing.
I don't ever want to see that. Burn it.
So the basketballs go into little pockets, and these logos are on the pockets.
I'm good. All right. We'll talk a little NHL news. Obviously, trade deadline for that. Patrick Kane has said he is willing to accept a trade to the Maple Leafs or the Rangers. It'd be weird to not see Kane in a Blackhawks jersey, though.
Oh, look, there's another franchise. God, that thing's a blazing Northern California forest fire. No pun intended, AJ, but
yeah, they're struggling a bit.
I mean, the Blackhawks went from being a mini dynasty for a couple of years to just, man.
Yep.
It's
tough to stay on top for a long period of time. Like, though, it's really, really difficult to be.
No, it's not. Ask Jordan Woods or Brady.
I'm not talking about players. I'm talking about teams.
Oh. Well, the Maple Leafs don't make sense. Like, the Maple Leafs got a lot of talent, and they're going to fall short again. I mean, the Maple Leafs might have more talent than anybody.
Maybe not. Maybe this is the year.
Okay. Well, I want you to think this is the year for the Maple Leafs, and remember that scene from Major League when everybody's cheering and Randy Quaid's like, they'll blow it in the playoffs. That's going to be the Maple Leafs.
I was trying to be positive for all the Toronto fans, but I got him. Ryan Reynolds joins a group looking to buy the Ottawa Senators. So Ottawa Senators looking for a new ownership group. Interesting.
Nah, it's Canada.
Yeah. That's all you got? That's the big...
Their president blows, so they're irrelevant to anything north of the border right now.
All right. Moving on.
I mean, that guy's like
let's not get started on that
Putin
idiot.
Puppet. I can't get down with that.
Yep. All right. Erik Karlsson trade talks have restarted between the Oilers and the Sharks. Karlsson on the move?
He'd be a nice fit for the Oilers.
Be a big pickup, I think. I mean,
the Oilers got to do something. You got the best player in the game, but I feel like the Oilers, what they need more than anything is a goalie that understands what a puck is and how to keep it out of the freaking net.
Yeah, that would probably help.
That'd be a good place to start. Hey, see this little black thing we knock around for 3 hours? That can't go in this big freaking net. You got that?
Yep. Maybe somebody hasn't had that conversation with him, though. Maybe somebody needs to set him down and be like, hey, look, you stop this.
Every time the Oilers are on defense, it looks like that scene out of the Mighty Ducks, the flying V coming down towards them. You just know it's going to be a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the Oilers would give up less goals if they didn't even have a goalie there, I feel like.
I was just thinking about that.
Just
like, would it be better if they just
less.
went empty net? I mean, you got to get a couple that clang around on the crossbar, right?
I mean, David's got to just be like, dear God, how many goals do I got to score in a game? I mean,
maybe
seriously.
maybe he needs to learn to play goalie.
Listen, I see the Oilers 4, 5, 6 goals and lose all the time. I'm like, dear God, pull somebody out of the stands and put that goalie outfit on them. What are you doing?
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, thank God I'm not a fan. I'd lose it.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at a little. Let's look at a little.
I mean,
hockey.
am I right or wrong?
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not at all. Let's look at
Alex Bowman's going to be on the poll for the one fan, the Gatorade duels. I still call them the Gatorade duels.
Was qualifying today?
Yeah, I got that on. I got hockey over here. I got the Avalanche Wild 0-0.
They do that on Wednesday night. I thought they did it on Sunday.
No, qualifying's Wednesday. The 150s are tomorrow. The 500s Friday. Or Sunday. Keep up.
Sunday.
Look.
Nice.
You're screwing me up now.
No, I wasn't. I was just, yeah. All right. So let's look at a little hockey rankings here real quick. Eastern Conference, we'll look at the Atlantic. Obviously, the Boston Bruins still the class of this thing. 40-8. Toronto.
But they're cooling off.
They are cooling off. Well,
the Bruins are cooling off. Which, I mean, you know.
8 losses. Wow. Yeah, they're really sucking it up, aren't they? Toronto Maple Leafs second in the Atlantic. Tampa Bay Lightning. Florida Panthers. Buffalo Sabres. Jump over to the Metropolitan. Carolina Hurricanes up there. They're having a hell of a year. The New Jersey Devils have cooled off a little bit. They're second in the Metropolitan.
The Devils are a fraud and aren't going anywhere.
New York Rangers are fourth in the Metropolitan, and the Pittsburgh Penguins, who've started to play a little better as of late, they're fourth in the Metropolitan, followed by the Caps. And then the Islanders.
Caps are getting in. Though Ovechkin, I don't know when he's coming back.
It's probably going to be a little while. Understandable. That's obviously thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family.
So what's going on with Ovi? I just heard he stepped away for family reasons, but I didn't hear why.
Father passed away.
Ah, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So condolences to man, that's tough.
Thoughts, prayers, losing a parent is an extremely difficult thing. So
yeah,
absolutely thoughts and prayers with Ovechkin and his family. But yeah, I don't know when he'll be back for the Caps. Understandably, it's probably going to be a bit. We'll jump over to the Western Conference Central. Dallas Stars are the class of that. Winnipeg second. The Avalanche third. Minnesota Wild in fourth. And your Nashville Predators that you love in fifth. And the Blues right there too.
The Blues suck.
Okay, we'll jump over to the Pacific.
I'm just saying I
think you made it clear what you were saying.
Look,
I don't think
they screw up more than Jackie White did dropping that pass in the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh. I mean, just horrible.
Yeah, tell us how you really feel. Vegas Golden Knights, obviously the Pacific. LA Kings second. Kraken
Kings
third.
are dangerous. I think the Kings are the best out of those three. I love Vegas, but I don't think Vegas is tough enough. And I just think the crackheads are going to get all doped up right before the playoffs. I mean,
I felt like eventually somebody's going to give a shit about that name.
Look,
Edmonton
sleepless
Oilers
in Seattle on crack. That's all I got to say.
I got you. Edmonton Oilers and then the Calgary Flames.
Calgary. There's another overrated joker.
Yeah. Right now, wild cards for the Eastern Conference would be the Penguins and the Caps.
And it'll stay that way.
Huh?
It'll stay that way.
Yeah. And then your wild cards for the Western Conference are going to be the Edmonton Oilers and the Minnesota Wild if it were to playoffs were to start today.
Not right now because the Avalanche just got to go. Bleep.
There you go. Need them to get a couple more.
How far is the Avalanche behind Minnesota in the playoffs?
Right now they are
2 points?
third in the Central.
So they're
in right now. So they're in good shape. Top three in the Pacific. Yeah, we talked about Golden Knights, Kings,
They owe
Kraken.
us this win because last night should have been 4-1 instead of 3-2. The Avs owe us this one.
Well, let's not talk about it and put a bunch of pressure on them. All right.
Think they can hear me this far away?
Nah, I wouldn't rule anything out these days. I mean, yeah. All right, NFL news time. Now you can go ahead and start with your rankings.
All right, so look, I know FanDuel put out odds, DraftKings put out odds. I saw ESPN. I saw all these people that have no idea what they're talking about. So I thought, hey, I need to hop in here and get this right for everybody.
Yeah,
so we're going to start
shit about them. They're never going to invite us on. But yeah,
well,
I got you.
Look,
go ahead.
It's not my fault they can't pick winners or pick things right. Can I have a little theme football music?
That works.
All right. Coming in at number 32, worst team in the league, the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
New coach, Gannon. Hey, give up 38 points in the Super Bowl and we'll hire you as head coach. Let's see how that works out. Number 31, hey, let's not score in the second half and we'll hire you to be our coach. That's all you need to know there. Number 30, the Buccaneers. Todd Bowles, no quarterback. Cap strangled. Enough said. 29th, the Falcons. Why? I couldn't play him any lower than the other three bozos there down there. Number 28, AJ, I love you, the Tennessee Titties.
That low, really?
What?
Look, it's coming down, crashing. Ryan Tannehill's leaving. You're going to be stuck with Malik the Freak.
He's going to Washington.
No, Ryan Tannehill. Jets is the main suitor now.
Oh, well, yeah. The Jets are also a suitor. Yeah.
Well, hey, Aaron Rodgers is still in a closet, so we really don't know what this is going to look like. Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers
isn't going to Tennessee. No big quarterbacks going to Tennessee. Tennessee's, they got issues. They got to figure out this quarterback thing. 27th, the Saints. Again, I don't know who they're going to trot in the quarterback. You know, Jimmy G might not be a bad fit there, but they're just so strong.
Derek Carr is still rumored in, talks with the Saints. If
Derek Carr goes to the Saints, his agent's as bad as Lamar Jackson's. Moving on.
Sorry, can't do with that music. It's
number 20,
way too loud.
Oh, okay. Well, I lost my motive. 26, the Texans. Look, I expect Texans to take a step forward, all right? D'Amico Ryans, they got a high pick. They're going to draft a quarterback. I think you'll see him get better. And, I mean, look.
A step forward, and we're going from all the way to 26. Now I'm really going to light the world on fire.
Well, I mean, they won one freaking game. What more
I know,
do you want?
But that's not really 26 isn't a step forward. That's
in 2 years, the Texans will be around 500. I mean, what do you want? How far do you want them to go in 1 year?
No, I just thought it was funny. You said a step forward. I don't.
Well, I mean, D'Amico Ryans is walking into a dumpster fire.
He is.
So,
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just,
number 25
wording was funny.
They were competitive in every single game they played this year. So I think
every single game. 26 may be too low for them.
I agree.
That's what I was saying. That's whatever. That's the point I was trying to get across. Jesus,
they shouldn't.
Christ.
They Titans are still above them, though. Come on, you're just no. Well, like, come on. All right, let's put a bet on the board. What are we betting
He's just busting your chops at this point.
What are we doing? What are we
25. The greatness of the Raiders. 25. All right. Don't know which way they're going. I don't know if they re-signed Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs wants the bag. They don't have a quarterback. I think the Raiders got huge issues. They got awesome skill players, but yeah.
At least they have a nice stadium.
Number 24, the Rams.
Sorry, just
everybody's got the Rams in their top 10 odds. I don't see it. Look, I think Matt Stafford could sneakingly get traded. I think that could happen. Right? So Rams.
You think he'd
24.
get traded though? Who's going to take him at that point? Like, I guess somebody would.
Anyway, sorry, no, there. 22, Carolina Panthers. I like Carolina. Okay. I think Carolina. Look, I think Derek Carr is a great fit in Carolina. Look, you got Frank Reich and Jim Caldwell. They're going to get a quarterback. They got a great defense. Yeah. They got some skill there, right? With more, I like the direction Carolina's going in. Number 21, the Seahawks. I think Geno goes back there. They got a couple draft picks. Okay, I know people are like 21. That's way too low. They should be in the top 15. Stop it. No, they shouldn't. Okay, they overachieved. I want you to tell me what of these teams in front of them that they should finish in front of. Number 20, the Patriots. Why? They can't be no worse than last year.
Well, they have an offensive coordinator now.
They got an offensive coordinator. I think you're going to, Mac Jones put out some videos of him crawling the wall like Spider-Man or whatever. I think the Patriots take a step forward now that they have an offensive coordinator. And look, you always know the defense is going to be tough with the Pats, right?
Yeah.
Number 19, the Cleveland Browns. All right. The defense, look, say what you want to about Watson. I don't know if he ever gets back to the Watson we saw in Houston.
He doesn't.
But that team got better and better when he got inserted. Each week they got a little better and a little better there at the end, okay? Yeah. So I'm not saying they're going to go compete for the AFC, but I think they're going to be a whole lot tougher than people think they are.
Yeah.
Number 18, the Commanders. Why? I just pray they get Bieniemy in a quarterback. I got no other good reason. No, the reality is they got a top 5 talent roster in the league. They really do. Like, I would argue that with anybody. They just don't have a quarterback, a head coach,
an owner,
an offensive coordinator, or a defensive coordinator. But other than that, they're good to go.
Apparently, their popcorn people aren't good. The trash people aren't good.
No,
really, they're struggling.
The janitors.
Number 17, the Giants. Yeah. Janitors. I want new people that stripe the field. 17th, the Giants. Now, they haven't committed to Daniel Jones yet. And again, I am just apparently I'm one of the people in the minority. I think Derek Carr is the hottest thing on the market. I think you can win a Super Bowl with Derek Carr. Right? I've seen that. I mean, again, let's just put in perspective the just circus he's had to put up with the Raiders. And he's gotten them to the playoffs 3 times, won a playoff game, right? Like, look at what he's had and all the, I mean, that's not exactly your most stable franchise, in case nobody's, paid attention to the Raiders the last 50 years.
Yeah.
All right. Number 16, the Ravens. I don't think Lamar comes back, but I still think they're middle of the road because they're tough, right? They're going to franchise Lamar. I tweeted this out today. I tagged everybody on Fox Sports, ESPN, hoping somebody would take it and run with it, since all y'all want to talk about is Dak. Dak and 2 first-round picks for Lamar. It solves the Ravens' problems. It solves Dallas's problems.
Yeah.
Why Jerry Jones hadn't got on the phone yet, I don't know. Jerry, if you call me, I'll help you out. Number 15, the Jets, right? They're going to get a quarterback. Is it Rodgers? Is it Carr? Is it Garoppolo? Even a quarterback that can put his shoulder pads on correctly, unlike Zach Wilson, they at least got to be a top 15 team. The Packers in 14th. Look, I believe in their defense, and I believe in those young receivers. And you know what? After hearing Aaron Jones speak at the Super Bowl and how they're all behind Jordan Love, I'm not saying Jordan Love's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think he can hover around 500. Again, look at the landscape in the NFC. You're telling me that division, I mean, is Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff light years? Like, are they like all-pro quarterbacks? No. After Jalen Hurts, who has a quarterback in the NFC?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So all you got to do is get in the tournament at the end of the year. So I
just don't think Jordan Love's winning you a Super Bowl.
Well, no, I don't either. But, like you said, to take your words, it's got to say something about being good. Number 13, everybody's got this team in their top 7. I think they're crazy. I think they take a huge step back, and I think they miss the playoffs. 13th, the Chargers. Why? They got 2 12-year-olds that are blind coaching. Kellen Moore and Staley are the dumbest 2 people in the NFL. The dumbest. They might be. I would rather have Jerry Glanville coaching my damn team than Siegfried and Roy, Bert and Ernie, whatever you want to call those. Who are the 2 old guy puppets on the Muppets that set up in the
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know the names.
Yeah, that's them. That's them. Oh, they think they're so smart and they're a bunch of idiots. Number 12. Yeah, I'm on 12. Number 12, I like the Steelers. I like Kenny Pickett coming back.
I think they
defense
step forward.
Mike Tomlin should have got a whole lot more Coach of the Year consideration with the exhibition he put on to get that team to 9-8.
You're not wrong.
Number 11, the Denver Broncos. They finished second in that division. I think everybody was a year premature. Sean Payton will right the ship. I absolutely love the fact that the picture came out. Russell Wilson, his wife, Sean Payton, and Joe Montana all out to dinner Super Bowl week. Sean Payton,
Did you hear they're talking about Rex Ryan as defensive coordinator?
Yeah, Sean Payton's coming right in and is playing no games with Russ.
Yep, which is good. Right? That's what Russ needs.
Denver is a playoff team. Book it. Number 10, the Miami Dolphins. Who's playing quarterback? God only knows, but they'll still finish 10th with all that talent.
Tua. Jeez.
This is a team everybody's got in their top 5. Now, look, this top 10 is where it gets flipped upside down because I am different from everybody out there. I let all these pros and all these gamblers put out their thing, and they're all wrong. Mine will be right.
Better be number 1.
Number 9, Dallas Cowboys. Everybody's got them in their top 5 odds to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. If Dak Prescott's your quarterback, you'll never sniff an NFC championship game. Sorry, won't happen. All right? But Dallas has the defense and the talent. Dan Quinn, they're still 9th. Number 8, everybody in the world's going to laugh at me. The Buffalo Bills. Everybody's got them 2nd or 3rd. I don't see it. They took a step back this year. They're going to take another step back.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is going to keep regressing because Ken Dorsey isn't ready to be an offensive coordinator, and Sean McDermott, who I like as a guy, his time has expired as a head coach of Buffalo. They need an offensive mind, or they're going to waste what they got.
And look, Dable.
That defense is porous, and I know everybody's going to blast me on social media when we post this thing. Buffalo is not a 2nd or 3rd best team in the NFL, folks. They're going to finish 8th at best in these power rankings. Just watch. Number 7, the Lions. You say, how can you put the Lions ahead of the Bills? Easy. They're in the NFC. Second of all, Jared Goff will have a better year than Josh Allen, and Dan Campbell's a better coach than Sean McDermott. Bada bing, bada boom. Number 6, the Minnesota Vikings. Why? Well, look, Brian Flores, I can't stress enough how huge this is. I think O'Connell's a great offensive mind. The offense, like, again, I said this last podcast, everybody throws shade at Kirk Cousins. Name me 8 quarterbacks better. There's just not, folks. Like, I get it. But Brian Flores, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Detroit Lions, they will be playing divisional weekend next year in the playoffs. Okay? And one of them will be in the NFC Championship game. Mark that down. Number 5, the 49ers. Why? Their talent. I think they could finish below Minnesota and Detroit, though. Why? They don't have a quarterback. Look, I'm sorry. I love Kyle Shanahan. I have seen nothing from Brock Purdy or Trey Lance that makes me think they are a 16-game elite starting quarterback. I mean,
neither one of them have played 16 games as a starter.
Well,
so
there
kind of
you go.
hard to see, which you ain't seen.
Total, they haven't. So, look, Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC right now. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
easily.
2nd is probably Jared Goff. 3rd is
Goff's
probably
better than Cousins?
Well, Cousins, Goff. Right there's your top 3. I mean, you want noodle arm Matt Stafford? I love Stafford, but I don't know if he's going to come back healthy. Yeah. I don't know that. Dak's never won a big game in his life. Not at Mississippi State, not here. So, I mean, what makes me think all of a sudden, right?
Yep, I got you.
That the 49ers, I mean, they don't have a quarterback. And I mean, how they can say they're not going to bring back Jimmy G is absurd to me. But anyway, 49ers 5. Number 4, the beautiful golden locks. Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson will be playing in the AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs next year. Mark that down.
Okay.
Number 3, Cincinnati. Huh?
You're sick. You're a sick.
I feel
tell him all the time he needs to get his head scanned.
Hold on, I'll ask y'all's opinion.
I like the Chiefs in that game, though.
Number 3, the Bengals. Why? Got the 2nd best quarterback in the NFL, Joe Burrow, and he's got elite receivers. The defensive coordinator's back. Again, if you're the Cardinals and you're going to hire a defensive coordinator, A, why didn't you get Brian Flores to be the head coach first? Or B, wouldn't you rather have Cincinnati's defensive coordinator? I mean, I'm just saying. So anyway, number 2, the Eagles. Now, look, Eagles, slew of problems. You just lost both coordinators. You got a ton of free agents. They're going to give Jalen Hurts the bag. I totally think he deserves the bag. I still think Philly's the best team in the NFC, but they ain't going 16-1. They're going to be like 11-6, 12-5. They're going to take a step back, right? And then number 1, the Chiefs. You got the best quarterback. You got the best coach. You got a young defense. The Chiefs, 3 big priorities with the draft and free agency, mainly through the draft. Tight end, left tackle, and you got to get another pass rusher.
Yep.
So there you go. That's my way too early NFL power rankings. AJ, Chop, the floor is yours to rebuttal nothing since all that was pure greatness.
I mean, Chiefs number 1. I get that. Eagles 2. I agree. Bengals 3. Bills, I probably wouldn't put them that low, but I mean, I think you can make the argument. I still feel like they're top 5 or 6, though.
I think it's all off of word of mouth. It's off of no action. What if they won, guys?
No, I get what you're saying. I think you were just trolling, AJ. I don't think the Titans are quite that low.
Here's my problem with the Titans. Who's quarterbacking?
I mean, there's some teams right now that have that question, right? Who's quarterbacking the Jets? Who's quarterbacking the 49ers? Who's the Raiders quarterback going to be? Who are the Saints? I mean, you've got a lot of teams right now that are sitting going, man, who's going to throw the football for us next year? Like,
so let's talk about that for a second. Derek Carr, Jimmy G, Aaron Rodgers. Who else is on the market? I mean,
Lamar Jackson will be. I don't think he goes back to Baltimore.
Ryan Tannehill is getting talked to by everybody now. And look, AJ would love to get rid of Tannehill. But when I looked at the landscape, I was thinking about this today. I was like, who wants Ryan Tannehill? And then I got to looking around all the teams that need a quarterback and who's available. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess you do want Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
I mean, the Colts need a quarterback. The Saints need one. The Texans need. I mean, there's so many teams that need a quarterback.
Well, he's not going to an AFC South team for sure, but I think on the NFC side for sure, like there's some teams that might be interested in Tannehill. And look, I don't think you can make these predictions until we know where Derek Carr is going, where Aaron Rodgers is going.
How old is Tannehill? He's not that old, right?
34, maybe 32.
Oh, he's older than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he's up there.
He serviceable quarterback. Obviously, he's been great for the franchise when he's done so far. I just can't say it enough. But I think it's I'm gonna say time for a full rebuild. But I think there's a lot of changes going on. New offensive coordinator, obviously, new GM. New passing coordinator. Gosh, I mean, there's so many pieces on the offensive sort of front office that are being put in that I think they're going to be looking at everything. So Derek Carr, we're one of the teams that are obviously shopping Derek Carr right now. So Derek Carr goes to the Titans.
Yeah, because I don't think Malik Willis is the future for you guys.
No, certainly not right away. I mean, even next year, time will tell if he's even the future at all. But yeah, I think the draft. I mean, there's so many things.
Do you think he is?
I don't. I personally don't. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not from what I saw this year of him on the field. Yeah, just not.
Well, we know one team that has their quarterback of the future, the Washington Redskins with Sam Howell. Like, they are set at quarterback. They're good to go for many years to come.
You, sir, sat on a throne of lies.
I had to. I couldn't help myself. It was too funny not to.
Yeah, I agree.
Look, I'll tell you this much right now. If they get Eric Bieniemy, Sam Howell ain't going to be the quarterback.
No, not a chance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say, AJ? I rudely cut you off on accident.
I did too. My bad.
I agreed with the thoughts about Dallas, though. I really do. I like that pick. Yeah. I just agree. Dak's not the guy. I mean, good guy, stand-up fella. Serviceable quarterback, but he's just not the future. And I think they're gonna stay where they're at as long as they have him. Yeah, I mean,
we talked about that when he signed that big deal, though. Like, we talked about Dak not. There's a handful of quarterbacks that can win you a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott is not one of those. Will he get you to the playoffs? Yeah. Are you sniffing a Super Bowl? No, not gonna happen.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm just the whole Jack Wires. What was it? 4th? What would you say? 5th?
Yeah. 4th best team in the league.
A little high for me.
Look, they got draft picks.
You say
they're
best
young.
Team
they
in
got
the
a good
league?
defense. They still got cap room after they sign those receivers. And Trevor Lawrence is going to take another step forward. Look, it was Doug Peterson's first year.
I got you.
Here he goes. He's buying stocks again.
What are you watching? National Geographic over there?
Well, no, I got scoreboards up, and these darn ad videos just pop up when you don't want them to. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like being on a date with an ugly
I'm glad
chick.
you're
it's
on
been
score
so long,
websites.
It pops up, and she thinks you're interested, and you're not. It's just been a while.
Yep, I got you. All right, anything else with the power rankings? I think you covered most of my NFL news things, but we'll cover them again here really quick. Anything else?
No, I thought they were legit. I thought they were spot on.
Some of them were good. Some are better than others. Some were
it was all perfect.
Completely cuckoo, but I got you.
We're going to put this up, and then I get to make one adjustment. I get to make one adjustment after the draft and after free agency.
Okay.
And you'll be amazed at how it looks.
Oh, my God. John's watching the Discovery.
Is this Groundhog Day? I feel like this is.
Yeah. God. Hey, we got 8.1 seconds to hold on in this Kentucky game.
All right. NFL news. Let's hit a couple of these. Eric Bieniemy is going to interview for the Washington offensive coordinator job tomorrow.
Don't interview him. Just hire him. Because if you interview him, you'll screw it up.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, this guy should be a head coach in the NFL. The fact that he goes through another head coaching cycle without a head coaching job is beyond me. He's now been part of 2 Super Bowl wins. Like, I do not understand what's going on.
Let me ask both of you this.
Why? He hasn't done anything. Like, Andy Reid still calls it. What is he doing in Kansas City? I don't really understand his genius. Like, what? Like, Andy Reid is.
I understand. Move on from here.
No, I'm
Let
serious.
me ask you a question.
This is a legitimate question.
No. So let me
head
ask
coaching
both
job?
Let me ask AJ.
He's not.
Let me ask AJ. Do you believe that both of the Eagles coordinators should have got a head job before Bieniemy?
No, I don't think that. I don't think either of them should have. But I don't think he's ready for it either. I mean, don't you have to actually call the plays on the offense before you get to actually be the offensive coordinator and then move on to a full-on head coaching job? A head coaching job.
I will agree with AJ on this. We're going to get to see the real Eric Bieniemy now.
Right. He's out of the shadows.
I mean, if somebody hires him as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he goes
not
to
a guarantee that's going to happen either.
Look, Washington better not screw this up. They better not screw this up.
They will.
If he goes to Washington and is allowed to have, because look, Ron Rivera shouldn't even sit in on it. He shouldn't even walk to the offensive side of the field and freaking practice because he doesn't know what it looks like or what it should look like. He's an idiot. Okay. If Bieniemy goes there and does a good job, then I think Bieniemy gets his head coaching job. Is that fair enough to say?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I'm saying. But he's shoveled into a head coaching job.
Some of these other people getting jobs before,
well, yeah, you're probably right there.
This one's beyond me. I've watched 7 off seasons in a row the dude's interviewed. Now I get maybe the first handful right, but now we're talking about these last few years of head coaching interviews that he's had. Like, there's no reason. Watching some of the other people that have gotten jobs, have gotten shots to be head coaches.
Yeah, you have a
come on, what are we doing? Like, Jeff Saturday's great. He was the head coach of the Colts for a while. Like, what are we doing here, folks?
God,
really?
You brought up Jeff Saturday. Seriously?
Just saying. All right, next one. Cardinals, my point exactly. Hire the Eagles defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, as their new head coach. Probably because they couldn't get anybody else because nobody else wants to deal with Kyler.
It's going to end bad, fellas.
Yep. It's going to be
look, I don't blame Jonathan Gannon because I get it. You want an opportunity to be a head coach and you can't pass him up because the iron's hot, right? Because outside of the Super Bowl, Philly did have a good year on defense, but they played a soft schedule, guys. Philly fans, don't rake me over the coals. I still think you're the second best team in the league, but you didn't play anybody hardly the whole year.
I did think did you read this with Philly too? They brought in Vic Fangio to prepare them for the Chiefs. He's 0-6 versus the Chiefs. maybe that's not the guy you should have brought in to help you. And if the defensive coordinator needed Vic Fangio's help to prepare for the Chiefs, now you're going to give him a head coaching job, just seems a little fishy to me.
Anywho.
Did I not make a good point? That was a good point.
You made a great point. But
thank you.
I don't want to crush Fangio, and I don't want to crush the Eagles, right? Like Sirianni really turned the page.
But I'm saying if the Eagles defensive coordinator needed help to prepare for the Super Bowl, now you're making him a head coach?
Yeah. Well, look, again, and I don't blame Jonathan Gannon, but this is going to end bad for him.
Mm-hmm. It will.
The Arizona Cardinals will be one of the 2 worst teams in the league, and he'll be fired in 2 years, unfortunately.
Yep. Well, then the Eagles lose their offensive coordinator as well. So Shane Steichen is now the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. I feel like for these 2 guys, why wouldn't you have stayed in Philly? Like, Philly has a real shot to win a title here in the next couple of years.
Well, Steichen makes sense because Colts got some weapons. You get drafted quarterback. But it's funny because, you know, the Colts love hiring Philly people. I mean, they had Frank Reich, Sirianni. Now they go back to the well. And I'm surprised that Steichen went there because Sirianni was very unhappy about the way the Colts did his mentor, Frank Reich. So I was a little taken back that he went there. But I was even more taken back that, again, Eric Bieniemy wasn't the guy instead of him. But whatever.
I don't know how he wasn't. I really don't get that one. And then the next one, the Ravens have hired Todd Mankin as their offensive coordinator. He was Georgia's offensive coordinator, so they got to hire there. Still need to figure out who's going to play quarterback.
Well, look, as far as that goes, I don't think that I mean, Georgia's Georgia. How does it translate to the NFL?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I gotta see it first to subscribe to it, if that makes sense.
No, I completely agree. And then the last one I had, obviously, we've talked about a little bit. Derek Carr is officially released from the Raiders. There's still some rumblings about the Saints and him being
Saints
tied.
Would be a horrible decision. Washington, which Carolina.
It would be kind of crazy if he refused to get traded to the Saints, but then he goes to the Saints after the Raiders release him. It would be just kind of comical.
Look, again, Carolina and Washington. Those two make the those two make the most sense of the people I've heard in the mix. But the team that makes the most sense is the 49ers. But apparently they're just going to be bullheadish on this Trey Lance thing.
I think the 49ers make sense. I think the Colts make sense. I think Washington makes sense. I think Carolina makes sense.
Nobody in the AFC makes sense.
Yeah.
Look, there's too many good teams and too many good quarterbacks to survive unless you're an elite quarterback.
Yeah, I think Derek Carr is an elite quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback.
I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's elite. I think he can win you a Super Bowl, though. But that didn't. But see, the game's changed a little bit. I think we saw. I want to be careful what I say here.
Please do.
I think if you have a great roster and you have a top 10 quarterback, which it isn't hard to be a top 10 quarterback these days because there's not many good ones, I think you can get there. I don't think you have to have Mahomes, Burrow, Lawrence. I think the reason you're getting those guys is because, and I think you're about to see this with Philly after Hurts gets the bag, which he totally should.
Yep.
It should be fully guaranteed. That's the way the NFL is trending to. I get it.
Yeah.
But
thanks,
if they want,
Cleveland.
Yeah, thanks, Cleveland. If you want to have him long term, then you got to stop running him 11 times a game. I'll tell you that much. Or he's going to end up like Josh Allen, beat up Kentucky outright win. We're hot tonight. So when I look at all that dynamic of it, I think there's no way you go to the AFC. NFC again, San Francisco to me, Chop.
Yeah.
I mean, if you told me Derek Carr was the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, I'm penciling them right into the Super Bowl.
All right, well, that's all the NFL news I have. What we got in John's betting corner tonight? Obviously, we're off to a bit of a run tonight, so
how we looking? Bit of a run. Since the Super Bowl, we were 2-0 Monday. Texas Tech plus 4.5 outright winner.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Knickerbockers money line, they came through. Last night we were 3-2, right? But that got a little Sorry, I was just looking at something. That got a little skewed, okay, because of the Avalanche. We could have very, very easily been a crisp 4-1, but 3-2. We still made money. Tonight, we gave out 5 college hoops in the hockey. Right now, the Avalanche are up 1-0 in hockey. And college hoops, we have 1 pending, Washington, +6. We lost UNC Greensboro, but Tennessee on the money line. Everybody said, how can you go Tennessee? Alabama's #1. Well, guess what? Tennessee rolled them. Kentucky +3.5 on the road, outright win. East Carolina +10 at home, outright win. So right now we're setting 3-1 with 2 pending. We could very easily go 5-1. I'll take 4-2 and be happy, but we could very easily be 5-1 to end the night. I think the biggest thing is I've been talking to guys, and for all you guys folks that maybe just now tuning in or whatever, is what we do is a whole lot different. Okay. Right now, going into tonight, we were 271. Right now, like I said, we're 3-1. We're 273 games over since April 1st. That's when our calendar year will end, is March 31st. 13 years in a row of 150 games over 500. But here's the bigger thing. I'm going to tell you not just the games to give you to bet, but your money management, your thought process, what's your why, all that's important, right? Like I had some jacko tell me, that I was trying to get on board. No, there's plenty of people better. There's not. Okay. Again, there's a lot of people out there. There's nobody better. But I think the psychology of gambling is really important about when to up your bet, how to bet when you're on a losing streak, how to bet when you're on a winning streak, right? All that stuff's really important. And I get a lot of questions, and I love when the questions get asked. John, why are you betting this game? John, why are you how could you take this team here? And there's a reason for everything. And a guy that had a lot of great questions earlier today was Michael D, right? Buddy of mine.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, why do you like this? And I was like, look, we were talking about Tennessee, Alabama, right? And I said, there's nobody in the world that thinks Tennessee should be favored. They just lost at Vanderbilt. Alabama's ranked #1. You just saw a #1 team get knocked off Sunday on the road. Purdue win, the Northwestern got beat. Everybody's going to think there's no way that happens twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the line was begging you to take Alabama. They were begging you to take Alabama, right? So if you don't have a structure and look at trends and look at the market, then you can't establish rules. And you must have rules in sports betting, right?
Yep.
This whole thing about the books, it's all rigged. Nothing's rigged. The only thing that's messed up is you don't have rules that you go by. So there's like certain things I won't do. Like I won't lay points on the road. When I say if you lay points on the road, you'll be sleeping on a park bench and your wife will be shacked up with your brother or your best friend, that's real life. I'll never lay points on the road. All right. I used to do it. Didn't work out very well. Was sleeping on a pool table. Right. So
that's
you have to have rules. Exactly. So you have to have rules, right? Because if you're willing to bet anything, then you'll never get it. If you're willing to bet anything anywhere, well, then there's no structure. There's no psychology behind what you're doing. And I said this to Michael tonight. If I lose the Tennessee game, I'll lay my head down and I'll be just fine with it. Why? Because it was a John type of bet. When I get mad at myself is when I veer off from my rules or I do something that's not accustomed into what fits in my circle that I do, right?
Yep.
And I lose the bet. That's when I get mad. Because it's like, wait, that's just something I don't do.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if I'm going to take an NFL team +7.5 at home and lose, I can live with that as long as the trends and the stats matched up. Because look, I'm getting a touchdown. NFL games usually come down to the last 2 to 5 minutes, and I'm getting over a touchdown with the home team. That's a John type of bet, right? Same thing in college hoops, right? So you have to look, it's really hard to win on the road, but if you've been following it, I've had to change a little bit because the last 2 weeks, for whatever reason, these road teams are starting to show up and win.
Yep.
If you've been like a lot of these big teams have been getting knocked off. So you have to be really conscious of that. And I think a lot of mistake that gamblers make, Chop, is they go to the window or they're on their app, and before they hit submit on that bet, or before they tell the teller what they want, they're hoping they win. You got to put that bet in and have total confidence that whether it wins or it loses, the work you put in followed your system, it followed your rules, because you're not going to win every bet, guys.
No, not a chance.
Okay? Again, to be a professional bettor, you got to pick it like 56%. Okay? We're consistently 62 to 71, depending on the sport. Right? So you're not going to win every bet. So that's why rules and money management and how many games you're going to bet, that's why all that is so important, because if you're willing to bet anything, then you're going to end up winning nothing in the long run. You may have a good night, may have a good week. You might be able to say, I don't need John, this is easy. But look, you'll end up broke. You know, I was having a conversation with another guy. We took him, his bankroll was under $1,000. 2.5 months ago, he's at 6,200 now. Mm-hmm. Okay. So with him, I told him right now he wanted to make his bets higher than what they should be. I said, you can't do that. That's not the process. You'll lose it too quick and all that hard work. Because once you get up to about 10K, now you start getting what I call breathing room, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry as much, right? You can just put them in, let them ride. You're not living. You know, when you only got a couple $100 in your account or a couple grand in your account, it's really hard because every game is so important, right? Because you got a small stack. So again, there has to be rules. You have to have a plan. What am I trying to accomplish with my gambling account? Where do I want it to be? It's like nothing. It's no different than anything else in life. So many bettors, and that's why they're not successful. They live night to night instead of what's my plan? What's my why? Even with sports betting, you have to have a why. So just remember that. I hope that helps some of you guys. Some of you, it may not. Now, look, I'm going to post these on Twitter, but I said for every golf tournament and every NASCAR race, I'd give a 3 to 5 pack, depending, right? Mm-hmm. Again, they're not plays, but they're just my leans, right? So couple things. One, that is a play, okay? Or actually there's 2 plays that are going to be official. The first one's going to be, you can get this on FanDuel and DraftKings. They have to finish in the top 5. I'm going to take Justin Thomas plus 330. This is Justin Thomas's kind of course. I think he's up there in the top 5. He's been very impressive as of late. Northwestern just had a buzzer beater to beat Indiana. So I like Justin Thomas plus 330. The other one, FanDuel has this. I don't know if other books will, but they got to finish in the top 20. Tony Finau is minus 135. That's a phenomenal bet. That's a phenomenal bet. Okay. And then matchups, I like Sungjae M minus 120 over Jason Day. All right. Sungjae M finished 4th at the Farmers Invitational. And then he finished 6th last week at the Phoenix Open. So I like those 3. Now, just fun to win the match, right? My first one, Tony Finau plus 1,600. The way he strikes the ball, the way this course sets up. Finau has been a runner-up twice at this event in the past 5 times they've been there. Mm-hmm. He played very well down the stretch there at the Phoenix on the backside Saturday and Sunday. I like Finau plus 1,600. Justin Thomas, I told you I like him top 5 plus 330. Put a little jingle on him plus 1,500 to win. I like Justin Thomas here. I think the one thing we got to get away from is with golf, it's always you could pick a bunch of guys at high odds, right? But these guys, these Schefflers, these Rahms, I mean, you're going to have to pick a couple of the favorites at short odds because these guys are up there every week. The Justin Thomases, they're up there every freaking week. So you got to go with a little bit of them. Third guy I like, Sungjae M. Again, plus 2,700. He played really well at the Phoenix, played really well at the Farmers. I like him. My fourth guy, Xander Schauffele. He's plus 1,900 here. I like him. And my fifth guy, my long shot, Adam Scott plus 5,000. All right. A lot of people like Max Homa at plus 1,800. I get it. It's like a home course for Homa. He won the event last year. I just don't see the guy going back to back. I just don't see that. So Finau, Justin Thomas, Sungjae Im, Schauffele, and Scott, that's my 5-pack. But then actual things I like, Justin Thomas, top 5 plus 330. Top 20, Tony Finau minus 135. I mean, I love that bet. I love that bet. And then Sungjae Im minus 120 in his head-to-head matchup over Jason Day. You can get that on DraftKings. Haven't saw it on FanDuel yet. But I'll also post these on Twitter at bccssports.com. Also, you guys will get this podcast on Thursday. Thursday night is the NASCAR Dual 150s. I'll put out a 3-pack for each 150. Again, just like golf, don't go crazy, guys. Okay? It's just something a little fun, long shot odds. You put $10, win you 130, $300. Put $100 to win you 1,300, whatever. Whatever your bankroll is and you want to lose, you're willing to lose rather. And then Sunday for the NASCAR race, I'll send them out. They'll be on Twitter as well. I'll send them out early Sunday morning. I'll have a 5-pack, my top 5, and then see if there's any NASCAR plays. But we'll be on our sports Twitter Sunday morning. Daytona 500, I'll give you 5 shots there to go and put a little cheddar on. So at bccssports.com, check it out.
All right. Always good stuff from John's Betting Corner. All right, well, I think that's the show for us tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll be back with another episode for you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Daytona 500 this weekend. Obviously, we still have college basketball, hockey, NBA. So plenty to watch if you're a sports fan. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Love you, my winners.